Welcome back, Weather Geeks. It's Weather for Weather Geeks, my daily online video that takes an in-depth look at the weather. We like to look at the short term and the long range as well in these videos. And if you're a little new to this, these usually get online by about 2:30 or 3 each weekday afternoon, but I often do one on the weekend or in the mornings, depending on the weather situation. Alright, speaking of the weather situation, if you can't get enough geeky stuff, be sure and check out my weather blog post from this morning on ericwfmj.com. Has all sorts of great information about some of the stuff we're going to talk about in this video, including the rain, the cold, the warm, the cold, the snow, everything you need to know about the short term and the longer range as well, as always with nice, colorful, fun, easy to follow graphics. So ericwfmj.com, be sure and check that out. I posted that this morning. Alright, I'm recording this pretty close to 2 p.m. and here's what we have going on. When I came into work just a little while ago, it was still bright and sunny, but that's about to change. Clouds will increase as we head through mid-afternoon. Here's the leading edge of the clouds right along I-77 right now. And the trends with our potent little system here have been a little farther north. It looked like early this morning that the idea that this would be a mist to the south for us was still a pretty good idea, but it's been, you know, hesitant to go as far south as it looked like it would, so what we're going to have to do is allow for a little bit of snow in our viewing area by late this afternoon or more so this evening. It'll be mostly the southern part of our viewing area down towards Columbiana County. We'll show you the computer models and the simulated radars in just a second, but where it's snowing, this is a pretty healthy little dump of snow out in Indiana, and this has had a history of producing 4 or 5 inches worth of snow in spots. Here's the report of 4 inches, Cedar Lake, Indiana, right on the Illinois-Indiana border. 4 inches of snow and sleet up in the northern suburbs of Chicago. Now, we're not going to see anything like that here. The steadiest and heaviest of the snow is still going to miss us to the south, and the system as a whole is weakening as it comes to the east. So, while Columbus and the I-70 corridor could pick up, you know, a modest little snow accumulation towards the end of the day today, it's not going to be as heavy as currently and in the past, because again the system overall is undergoing some weakening. Even some thunder snow at the start of the day around the Chicago area. Let's take a look at those temperatures this afternoon, and it's cold for March, but you know, the nice thing is we're getting into the last part of March. The sun angle at this time of the year, the strength of the sun is equivalent to mid-September. So the sun can do some good things for us, even if the temperatures struggle. You know, your car might still be warm if it's sitting out in the sun, and certainly mine was. We're only at 33 in Youngstown as we head towards the 2 o'clock hour, 32 in Newcastle, 36 and 34 over towards Akron and Canton. These readings, of course, are well below average, but we're going to have a very volatile week temperature-wise. Some of this mild air out across the middle of the country will come east as we head towards midweek. Alright, so let's bring up our short-range model here. We call it the HRRR, H-R-R-R. High-Resolution Rapid Refresh Model is what that stands for. And basically, this is a real short-range model that updates once an hour. It takes into account what's happening, what's going on in the radar now, and tries to self-correct to some degree of success. Sometimes, just like any model, sometimes this model leads us astray, but oftentimes it does pretty well in the real short term. Here's the simulated radar this evening at 6 p.m., so we're about an hour and a half from sunset here. No snow just yet, but notice there is some moderate snow on the model here out in central parts of Ohio on I-71 just in time for rush hour. Now the main roads are probably okay with this, but certainly central Ohio could get an inch or two in some spots, especially on the non-paved surfaces. As we head past sunset, here's 8 o'clock this evening, and this is when I think we can start to see some light snow in parts of our viewing area. Notice mainly south of 224 down in Columbiana County. Certainly your chances of snow will increase the farther south away from Youngstown and Warren that you are. There's 8 p.m., here's 9 p.m. Again, some of this in the northern areas may struggle to reach the ground. It might be what we call virga, snow that evaporates in dry air before reaching the ground. But I think snow can reach the ground in Lisbon and heading down towards East Palestine, East Liverpool, Calcutta, Salineville. Places such as that, you know, on the grass especially, there might be a candy coating out of this for a few hours this evening. So that's the simulated radar at 9 p.m. Skip ahead a couple of hours to 11 p.m. Again, some of this in the north might not reach the ground, but might still see some light snow or some flurries, especially south of 224 by late this evening around 11 p.m. And then as we head through the overnight, it goes away. So that's the story with the snow this evening. Again, coatings on non-paved surfaces should about do it. Let's go to midweek then. Tomorrow's a quiet day. Our Tuesday is quiet. I want to skip ahead to Wednesday morning. Let me bring up the isobars here, lines of equal pressure. We've got a pretty healthy little system that's going to cruise through the Great Lakes here during midweek. Here's the setup on Wednesday. Now, if you're not a super weather nerd, a lot of these lines may not make any sense to you, but basically we have an area of low pressure right here, and a warm front right in through here associated with these showers. So could get off to a damp start on Wednesday. Cold front lurking way back here. So once this warm front lifts north and east on Wednesday during the midday and afternoon, we're going to get into a pretty good warm sector here. Here's the afternoon on Wednesday. I doubt there's much precipitation in the afternoon Wednesday. Maybe there's a stray shower, but I think the better chance is in the morning as we get firmly into this warm air, the warm fronts lifting north and east. Temperatures will be off to the races on Wednesday. In fact, let me bring up those temperatures real quick here. Bear with me for just a second. Here's the GFS temperatures on Wednesday. Yeah, 51, 60, or I'm sorry, 57, 61s showing up, 62, 63 here and there. So, you know, especially in the southern and western part of our viewing area, I think we got a shot at 60 or better. I wouldn't even be shocked to see a 65 Wednesday afternoon, especially if we stay dry, and especially if we even see some breaks of sunshine on Wednesday. It could be a real nice balmy day with a gusty wind on Wednesday. We get into the late afternoon and evening then, and I think shower chances will start to increase once again. And this is probably some showers and even some thunderstorms out across parts of the Mississippi and lower Ohio valleys. We're in a real severe weather drought right now, which is a good thing, but that drought may come to an end. There could be some isolated severe weather, not locally, but out to our south and west, late Wednesday and into Wednesday night. So I'll show you what the Storm Prediction Center has out here in terms of a risk for Wednesday and Wednesday night. They've got the yellow area, the slight risk of severe weather, mostly damaging wind and hail from about Dallas up to about St. Louis. So that's something to keep an eye on. Notice there could even be thunder up into parts of western and southern Ohio. I can't totally rule out thunder here Wednesday late in the day and into the night, but it's not very likely at all. I think it's much more likely off to the west. What is likely is a big change in the wake of this cold front. Let's go ahead to Thursday. I think there's going to be a few residual rain showers on Thursday. But notice what we have going on Thursday afternoon. Rain transitioning over to, yes, snow from the north and west. Thursday afternoon as the cold air wraps in behind our strengthening area of low pressure, which is up here. Cold front is already pushed through by Thursday afternoon, so I think by sunset Thursday evening, some of us are going to start to see some snowflakes flying around, probably nothing more than flurries. And then Friday, real wintry day, you know, the snow showers will be flying. The lakes are starting to open up, the ice is melting, so there could be some enhancement, a little bit anyway. The lakes are still, of course, very cold, so you're not going to get a lot of enhancement, but there could be a little lake enhancement going on here. Just kind of a January-like weather map on Friday with snow showers and flurries, and especially in the northern part of our viewing area, maybe someone gets an inch or two of snow on Friday. You know, mainly up closer to the snow belts, but that's a possibility. So a windy, blustery, cold day. Temperatures probably no higher than about freezing on Friday, and the wind will make it feel like it's in the 20s. This is a chilly pattern we're heading into once we get past Wednesday and Thursday. At least the morning should be fairly mild on Thursday. But then Friday into the following week and taking us right into the first week of April, it's a cooler than average looking pattern. This is the 8 to 16 day outlook taking us through the morning of April 8th. So this is a little past Easter. A lot of cold colors here in the east, warm in the west. But if you read my weather blog this morning, some of the longer range models show some pretty good things for the rest of April. We may finally get into a more consistent warm pattern that would be true spring by mid-April. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that ends up being right. Thanks for sticking with me on a long weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday. A lot to talk about this week. Look forward to seeing you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11.